Brave heroes having met a new friend and made their way to Undersigil. And the three-story tavern that is the Abyssal Drake. Somewhat notorious for its decor, as all eyes are always drawn upward to the sight of a massive dragon skeleton suspended above the common room. Its monstrous toothy maw and skeletal claws seem poised to strike, keeping would-be troublemakers on edge. Thick, smoke-filled air mixes with the scent of spiced meats, strong air, and drunken laughter. This, in of itself, bustling on the ground floor, serving all types of drinks, and you can see extremely suspicious characters all around. Goes all the way up to 3. The second and third floor are almost more balcony floors, all looking down into this first floor tap room. What would y'all like to do?
Is it pretty crowded?
Extremely. So going about here, most of the crowds are near the bar and tables and such, leaving a little bit of space to walk around and through, but does seem to be many, many people here.
We have like bouncers at the door, checking IDs, or anything like that going on?
No one at the door, though carefully looking here. You do see that the main barkeep is a Samar, their golden eyes glowing brightly. And you see a ogre near the bottom of stairs that are on the second floor. It seems to be guarding the entry up to the third.
So do we know where the auction is taking place?
I think you heard that it was here, but you're not sure precisely where here.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I think we need to get the lay of the land.
Does this mean I can go into frog form? Sorry. I interrupted.
That's an option. Or I also have the capacity to scout invisibly with magic.
Yeah, but won't they detect that?
I don't know. But I think it would be useful to know if they have the capacity to detect it anyway.
Yeah, then maybe you should go first. That way we know if they can detect anything or something.
Probably best that I don't cast this in full view.
Zill, have you talked to Miss Asino lately?
Yes, I've been feeding her regularly. I've been using the affirmations you told me. She seems to appreciate them. Her posture is much better.
Who? What now?
She
I'm
doesn't
sorry. Who?
cower away from me when I reach for her. Oh, I'm sorry. She is the demon who is shackled to me. Part of a curse. I cannot be free of her until
I'm
death.
sorry. I'm sorry, demon. What demon?
She's very
Why
small.
have I not seen this demon?
Well, I find her
Well, that would explain.
foul and detestable. But I could introduce you. And Zill's just gonna, without any subtlety whatsoever, he's gonna bend over at the waist and reach into his own shadow, and from it he'll pull out this wriggling closet, and just kind of plop her on the floor.
Oh, I remember her.
Yeah, I just look around at the group and then back at the demon. This group just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
Immediately, Messicina circles around Zill's legs, climbs up Zill's back, and like hides, burying her head in his neck.
Aww.
So our
She's
bond is
actually
much
really
stronger.
cute.
Well, I don't know if that's true, but she is useful. She could accompany you in your frog form. I do think there is significance to the frog form. As we remember, the great wizards, when they summon you, you were in the frog form. And your preoccupation with the mushrooms, I think there must be a reason for this. The wish spell that they cast would not have made, surely, purely random choices. These must feature into the obstacles that we will face. And Zill just looks at the rest of the group very proud of himself for this deduction.
I mean, in
Yeah,
Nazan's
I
head, it's
just
good
I
enough
just
for
agree.
East Coast any.
Yeah, just yeah, my mushrooms are useful. And it looks like she's trying to convince herself that they'll be useful instead of just her favorite garden or body garden, since they're all over her.
Should we begin by speaking to the barkeep? I feel there's something traditional, honorable even in this approach. Og, you're quite adept at establishing friendships.
Am I really?
Yes.
I guess.
You're quite endearing. Even when your actions invite disaster, it's very difficult to remain frustrated or upset with the outcome because you're such a little guy.
Good point. However, I do remember that. I spent quite a bit in the wilds, but most times, the purchasing of alcohol or information involves money, and I have none.
This is true.
Dill's gonna count out like 50 gold pieces. Perhaps this will meet your need.
I think if anyone is particularly perceptive or insightful, you would realize that Ag has never seen this much money in one place ever. She lives a very poor, squalorly life.
Imagining that Zill got some help from Nazan while he's counting out the money.
Yeah, he definitely got it wrong several times, and he had to check. It's like, betrothed, is this? The conversions always confuse me.
Yeah, Nazan assumes just a little bit off, and so he'll help. It's like, yeah, sometimes I wish there was just like one coinage. It would make things a lot easier. Especially different kingdoms have different coins. They don't quite look the same. They don't weigh the same.
Ag is going to kind of like puff her chest up a bit, and she's going to, after taking the gold, strut over to the bar that is probably taller than she is. And she's just gonna look up at the barkeep and be like, "Hello."
Nice. And you see this woman with white hair, gold ring, gold eyes, and almost like looks like ruby dust worked into her skin. She smiles down. She goes, "Well, hi there, little one. What can I help you with?"
I would like to buy a round for myself and my friends, please.
All right, a round of what? We've got some warm ale. We got the house wine. Then we've got some specialties. Abyssal Flame Ale and Celestial Nectar Mead.
I think Ag's going to remember how drunk Mycella had gotten and be like, perhaps the ale is a good idea. Although, now that I think about it, I'm not 100% sure if every one of my friends drinks as much alcohol as everyone else. But I think the ale is a safe bet.
Just the house there. There you go.
So I'm gonna go up and join Ag and be like, actually, give me the strongest drink you have.
So, well, that would be the Abyssal Flame Ale for 5 silver.
Oh dear. Is it gonna set her on fire?
No, it might just turn me into a dragon like last time. So on second thought, maybe not.
Oh, we've got warm
do you
ale,
have
1
water?
silver each. Yeah, we have got water. Sort of.
Yeah, I'll just have water, please. I don't want to get drunk again. Not
Let's
after
go to
last
it.
time. That
All
was
right.
too much.
So we got 1 water and how many ales?
5.
5. All right. So that'd be 5 silver, 5 copper for the whole bunch. And then it goes, if you get hungry, we've got 3 main courses. We've got our Sigur skewers, our quasit wings, fried and delicious, and our Victorian blood sausage.
Ag is going to cringe just a little bit, thinking of poor Mrs. Cena roasted over a spit. No. But then she's going to kind of like take all of like the cups in hands, because I guess she could carry them. I don't know. And she'll just kind of like smile brightly and be like, "Thank you. Oh, also, well, we heard that there might be an event later. An event where one might perhaps acquire certain special goods by bidding." And she's just gonna kind of just like smile innocently.
All right. I mean, fair enough. But who'd you hear that from?
Oh, you know, whispers here and there.
Whispers, huh? All right. Well, I have to say, if you're able to get in, you're able to get in. I guess. They usually have some type of invitation or whatnot. Exactly what that is, they don't tell, people like me.
I would like to insight specifically on if like she's making any kind of like eye contact with like, or like trying to make eye contact with somebody else, like as if like the conversation we're having, like she's kind of like somebody else might be watching around us that Ag can't see, and she's like making that same eye contact with somebody else around, kind of thing.
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Oh, thank you, it rolled. So 23.
Okay, you do. She looks around the room and you can see there's some folks that are kind of sitting with their back to a wall, and they seem to be watching the whole room. And you do catch her like look in the corner and look at you, and then just kind of give a smile, a little nod. So it kind of catches their gaze.
I kind of just kind of like segues through the conversation as if like she didn't pick up anything. It's like, well, thank you for the drinks. And she's going to kind of she's gonna pass Marcella her water, and she's going to go on back and give everybody their drinks. And I can't remember, but did we have our mental connection up with everybody coming in?
Yeah, if it looked like the time was going to expire, I would have kind of taken 10 minutes to do that. Unless we didn't have that kind of time, then I would just cast it ritually.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Then Ag would mentally tell everybody that the barkeep probably seems like she doesn't know like all of the details of what's going on, but she's definitely in on it enough that she's kind of like made eye contact with people around. There's definitely people involved scattered throughout the room.
Suspicious.
We'd have to be a little bit careful if we're going to sneak up to the any of the areas we're not allowed to be in.
And that's why we need someone to scout. So, Tyndall, you were gonna scout, right? You were gonna scout first with your magic?
I think Zira is trying to suggest that Zil do that through the means of Messina. Though I'm happy to do so as well.
The demon!
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You see is still eyeing patrons around and looks at someone eating these quasit wings dripping in sauce that have been deep fried. As they kind of look at Messina and lick their lips.
Messina, perhaps you should remain invisible for now.
She fades.
Yeah, I was wondering about those closet wings.
Yeah. Someone hears it like, they're really good. They got the non-hell sauce. Woo!
Not what I meant, but okay. And you can see that Marcella is very clearly uncomfortable.
Matt, when you described the second floor, you indicated that there was nobody there like there is on the third floor, like kind of guarding that area. Is that right? Or is this like an extension of the
Yeah,
bar
the second
area?
floor. Yeah, I can just.
It's just an extension of the bar area.
Yeah.
But the one place we do see guards is up to third floor.
Yes.
Oh. So that means that that's either a secured area or for very important patrons.
Through the link, Ag's also going to note. She also said that there seems to be an invitation for the auction. So I have a feeling we might need to borrow a few if we want to get in, or we sneak it.
I think that there are a couple of ways we can approach this, and I think we just need to choose one. We can try different magic ways to scout and learn things, or we can split up and observe and listen and see if we're able to find anything out that way. Or I suppose we could always do a combination of both.
Yeah, so if y'all need a scout, I'm here, but I agree, we should try other methods too.
Well, if it helps, I have a plan for our way out. And Ag is going to kind of like reach into her, reach over to the side, and she's going to kind of like take this little bag, and it's like really, it looks like it's been hand sewn, embroidery on it, of like blossoming vines and stuff, and she's going to basically be like, a very good friend of mine helped me got these for me. And she's gonna kind of just like open them up a little bit, and you'll see inside this little bag is a bunch of beans.
What? Why do you have beans?
Well, they're magic beans.
Yeah, but what do they do? How are those supposed to help us escape?
Oh, well, lots of things. Some of which are great distractions.
I'm genuinely confused as to how beans are for anything other than growing or eating. So how are they supposed to help us?
Well, one time, someone got one of these beans wet, and let's just say a land shark appeared.
I'm sorry, a land shark?
Yeah, a bullet, a land shark.
Anyway, I think we're getting off topic. We're supposed to be figuring out how to scout. Like, who's gonna scout first?
Right.
We can figure out the exit. We can figure out the exit later.
Does it look like, I don't know if we've been seeing other people cast magic at all anywhere, like prestidigitation or anything like that. Is it fairly normal for people to be casting magic here?
Yeah.
Okay. Look, there's no reason you can't observe while I sit in a corner and do some observation of myself, of my own. As long as you don't get into a bar fight, we should be fine.
Would not be a
Who,
fight. It
me?
would be a slaughter.
Never. I would never get into a bar fight. How dare you?
I'm going to trust you on that. And I'm going to go sit in that corner, and I'm going to cast a spell. I'll go sit in the corner. I'm going to cast Arcane Eye.
Okay.
And I will. It is invisible, so I'll taking a seat, sit down, and send it upstairs to see what I can see.
All right. So you send your eye to the second floor?
So if we're on the first floor, yeah, I would send it up to the second floor to start.
You got it. Oh. Cool. So go into the second, you see people waiting, and you can't hear through the eye, right?
Visual information. Yeah. So only visual information.
Okay. You see people going up to the ogre, taking care of the drink, so the stairs, and some seem to whisper something in their ear. Others looks like they give a hefty amount of gold before they're let up.
Do I see anything that looks like an invite?
No.
Okay. Seems like the password might be the invite is the likely conclusion. As he's doing this, Tyndall's trying to build a mental map, just moving through the entire building as much as possible so we can kind of know the layout of everything.
Yeah.
As much as is accessible.
As it begins to rise higher, you feel almost like a breeze move through the building, and the large draconic skeletal that's hanging seems to sway, and the jars kind of run into your eye, dissipating the spell.
Well, that's interesting. And that was as it was trying to approach the third floor, or just rise higher on the second floor?
Kind of going up towards the third floor.
Okay.
So, just as you kind of got up there, you did see what looked like a large bloodstone on a large cartwheel shelf in a glass case.
Okay. So I was able to confirm that that the bloodstone is on site. So mentally, I will relay that to the group. The bloodstone is on site. It does seem that there's some kind of magical protection against invisible, well, I don't know if it's necessarily invisibility, but against divination that would see into the space. Um, and then was I at least able to map out kind of what the first and second floor layout is?
Yeah.
Just in terms of like having a mental map of what those floors look like.
Absolutely.
Um, and then was it just at the top of the stairs that I saw the bloodstone, or?
Yeah,
it
you
look
kind of
like-
saw through the like it's back against a wall on the third floor.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you're saying that I didn't follow the staircase up. I got it. Just went through the floor. That makes sense. I
Yeah,
see.
you're kind of rising. You go through the floor. Remember, it's all balcony, so there's a open square in the center of the upper two floors that look down into the
Oh,
tower.
okay.
So you're kind of going, "What?" and that's where the Drake hangs, skeletal, and that's when it kind of swayed and.
Okay. I missed that the third floor had a balcony too. That makes sense. Yeah.
While he was doing this magical working, could I have been keeping an eye out, seeing if anybody was paying extra attention to him, or if anybody's paid extra attention to us since we got our drinks?
Yeah, you can give me an insight check.
I have advantage on insight check. I rolled double twos. If this was a D12 and this was a different game, that'd be great. Total of 3.
Reading up.
I know nothing. I suspect everybody.
Yes.
Okay, just to confirm, was Tyndall able to get a good mapping of the third floor?
No, but just the first two.
Okay, because I was thinking I could scout as a frog, but I just realized it's gonna be very suspicious if they see a frog indoors. So it might not be a good idea for me to do that, to scout as a frog, unless I'm outside where it would be more natural.
I would expect a rat or a spider is a little less suspicious in this location.
How big are giant spiders? Because if they're really big, that would not make any sense. Like if it was like a monstrous spider.
How big are you took a giant spider?
Yeah, I took a giant spider.
It's pretty darn big. It's like 6 feet.
Okay, never mind then. I'm not doing that. I think someone else. I'm gonna stand up and say I think someone else needs to scout because it's gonna be really suspicious if they see a hopping frog indoors rather than outside like what's normal. So what do we do?
Well, we do have a master thief and smuggler accompanying us. Do we not?
So he looks at Ciara.
Yeah, however, I'm not known around here. So,
Yeah, but
my
you're,
reputation.
but if you're stealthy, you could probably sneak up there and no one would notice.
Well, that depends on what type of magic they have around the place for
That's
possibilities
true.
like that.
That's true.
I mean, clearly, if Tyndall was unable to see beyond the 3rd floor, there's a high possibility that there's something up there for other types of magic, like invisibility and that type of stuff.
Matt, would I be able to tell, was it protection against, was it like a dispel, or was it more of a protection as I moved into the area?
As far as you can tell, the Drake bit down on the eye, like the teeth ran into it from wind and dispelled it.
Okay.
What if we were to impersonate some interest of the one holding this auction? What if we suggest we're here to evaluate their security? This ogre's large, but I could test their conviction, see if they can be swayed to allow us access.
We could try that, I guess. I don't know if I'm a good liar or not, but okay.
Wait, I have a question. Was it a Cyclops that we rescued?
Yes.
Okay. And did we bring her with us?
I think we were just going to try and send her home.
Yeah, I don't think you brought her with you. That seemed like she was. If anything else, she would have stayed or been sent home at this point.
Okay.
But if you have a great idea, maybe this is one of those.
Could be.
We talked about this.
Yeah, this is
or
true because
It's
you're
all
asking
going
these
according to
questions.
plan.
This is a heist, so maybe you did. I don't know because you had a plan. So remember that. So I want to I feel like
We got options.
you're doing what I was trying to get us not to do, which is trying to make a whole bunch of plans and preparations, as opposed to go ahead and then when you need to know that knowledge of your plan and preparation, you could have had your character do the thing. And that's kind of what I was helping enable so that we could have a little action going on.
I do have another question, though. Since clearly the people who are asking us to do this knew about this auction, how much actually did they know about this auction other than where it was?
They knew that this item was being sold and that this was the location.
And that's all they knew.
Yep.
And what about their friend that Lilac talked to or asked if there was anything she could help us with? Would she have known more about the auction?
No.
That was
Okay.
Melania. Now I remember why I wrote this.
Yeah,
thing
that's
down.
Yeah.
Very specifically, no. And I would say getting to the discussion with that particular person, they seem to have a lot of connections wherever it is they come from, but they're not as plain or traveled, it seems.
Okay.
I do need to ask, how small is my frog form? Because if it's small enough, I might be able to scout up there.
Yeah, I think the frog we said was pretty tiny.
Then maybe I could go up there and scout and not really be seen. I would just have to be really, really quiet.
Yeah, I think any moves can be valid. Let the dice decide. If it matters, Matt, could I try and engage the ogre in conversation to distract them, perhaps?
Yeah, you go up immediately. As you kind of get close, they look. Yes, can I help you?
Are they wearing any armor or carrying weapons of note?
Yeah, they ultimately have they have a pretty nasty looking club, and not so much armor or anything like that.
So you prefer a blunt instrument? I've always appreciated the way that blood can be shed by a blade.
No, yeah, you need when enforcing rules. It's best to use things that do not inhibit a person's ability to spend more money and drink. Blades can do that.
That's well argued. And have you had much reason to make use of that club recently?
Oh, every night. There's something. The key is to hit them where it hurts a lot, but doesn't disable them. A lot of times you want them to have to go home. Good place is right in the center of the stomach. You might even cause them to get sick, which of course means they'll need to order things to fill their stomach.
That's brilliant. I'm sure your employer is very lucky to have you. I can't help but be curious what it would be like to sustain such a mighty blow. I myself.
You want a demonstration?
Oh well, since you suggested, should we make room here over here so you can swing your club correctly? I wouldn't want you to be inhibited. I was going to try and lure them a little bit away from
give
bears.
me a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh God. Okay.
Would a 12 help you?
I got a 12.
A 12 total?
12 total.
Alright. And it looks and it's like, no. I need to make sure that this no one goes up that doesn't know the phrase. Private event. You understand.
Oh, of course. I hate to cause you difficulty. Maybe a demonstration at another time?
Sure. When I'm not doing if I'm guarding the ground floor, we can let you experience what it's like to have a professional beating.
Oh, I'm just always eager to test my mettle against a worthy foe. At any point, do I observe a tiny frog trying to sneak past this guy?
This whole thing. So, Marcella, if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna wild shape into my frog form and like try to sneak past, like hop past the guards stealthily.
As she wild shapes, can I catch her and cast invisibility on her?
Oh, that's brilliant.
Very good. In that case, we're going to do stealth check with advantage, and you can double your proficiency bonus. With all of that
Okay.
resources.
Okay, stealth. Where's my stealth? Skills. Okay, here we go. Let me go to stealth. So I have advantage, right? I have advantage on stealth. Okay, I thought I did.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, first one is 13. Let me try again. 15. Okay, that's I'm gonna have to take 15.
All right.
If you're adding your proficiency bonus, though, doubled, I think it's a little better than that.
Oh, well then it would be like 16 because it's already +1 on stealth, so it would be another +1, wouldn't it?
Your proficiency bonus, not the.
Yeah, my
So, like, your
proficiency
bonus
bonus
is
is 1.
4.
No, there's okay. So your character, there's a stat called proficiency bonus. I forget this level.
It's at the top up by your stats on the
Should be
character sheet.
+4, I think.
We all have the
It's
same. It's +4.
4.
So it's 4.
So it would be +8.
Oh, it would be
Plus
+8. That would mean that would be. Hold on. Trying to think of what that would be. I'm horrible at math. Hold on.
Originally, it was what?
Originally, it was 15.
15 plus 8, so 23.
23.
Oh, 23. Okay, that's really good. That's really good then.
Okay, so you. You get up there and you see it's filled. This area is filled with well-dressed attendees from multiple planes. You see angels and demons and this large, what looks like a floating head with a big central eye and several eye stalks moving around, including what looks like spider folk and just this menagerie of different creatures. In the one corner, there's what looks like a band of succubi getting ready to play, and you can see this a bloodstone rests on a large cogwheel inside a glass case in the whole back of the room. And in and around, you see guards of the harmonium with their badges proudly displayed all around. This tall elven woman seems to be looking around and getting any last minute details. While another woman begins to she has this large amulet around her neck. She seems to be clearing her throat and drinking some tea. And so you're able to note the general positions of the guards, and the one drinking the tea you are able to understand is probably the auctioneer with her amulet.
Can I hear well as a frog? I've never been a druid.
Yeah, you can hear
before.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, so like, can I tell what they're saying, or am I not close enough?
I mean, there's various things people are talking about. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. Also, I'm using my phone for this time, so if I'm not very fast, that's why. Okay, let me go to skills. Oh no, that's wrong thing. Okay, you said perception. Oh no, it's right here. I have really good perception. Okay, 15.
All right, so there's a few things you're able to hear that is a little under an hour before the auction begins. You also hear a little conversation between the auctioneer and the person watching everything, and you're able to deduce from that the amulet is able to control a security around the bloodstone. Then there's some talk about the after party in a place called the Tentacle Room. You can see when they mention it, they look towards a wall that has this large flaming circle that is like slowly rotating.
Yeah, could I go up and like investigate the case without anyone seeing me? Oh wait, I'm invisible, aren't I? I probably could.
You hop in along. I guess I think for this, give me a dexterity save to avoid people walking on top of the frog.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, because people would be walking around. Okay. So it'd be a saving throw, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to... Okay, there we go. 16.
Okay. So yeah. People almost step on you, but you try to go very quickly. As you get close to the case, you find yourself ramming against it for 2 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, great. Great.
But it seems like there's some type of invisible wall about 3 feet away from the case. And as you hop along, you realize it surrounds the whole case.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything that can help with that, so I'm probably just gonna keep investigating to see if there's anything else important to note before I go back.
Absolutely. You feel like you've gotten everything that can help you as you hop on back.
Okay. Okay. So when I get back down and out of sight of the guard, I'm gonna go into the shadows and retransform back into my elven self. And I'm gonna go to the group and say, "Hey guys, okay, this is what I found." Oh, sorry, I forgot I was invisible. Yeah, but so I'm gonna mentally tell them all the information that I got.
Sure.
So what you're saying is we got to get that necklace, that amulet.
Yeah, pretty much. Someone's gonna need to get to the necklace and deactivate the magical barrier around the bloodstone. That's pretty much what we need to do.
So we know what we need to do when we get to the 3rd floor. So you'll try
The
distracting.
question is how we do it.
Siri, you think you could eavesdrop on the next person that goes up unnoticed so we can get a passphrase?
I can try.
Or Marcel, you might be able to get closer since you're invisible.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, let me try and see if I can go hear anything out. So while I'm still invisible, I'm gonna go wait until someone goes up to the second floor, or sorry, third floor, and see if I can hear the passphrase.
Okay. So give me another stealth check with advantage.
What, another what check? I didn't catch
Stealth.
that. You kind of glitched out. Stealth.
Stealth,
Okay, another
yep.
stealth. Okay. Okay, 19 plus 8. That's 27.
You don't get the +8 on this one. That was for that.
Oh, I
check
did. Oh, then it's 19 then.
19. Okay. Perfect. So go away then. You would find, yeah, like waiting nearby. 18 will get you really close. Then just give me a perception check, please.
Okay, perception.
So basically, as a frog, you have to kind of get up on like the banister
Oh.
and get really close when you're waiting.
I have a +7 and I got 14. Oh my gosh. I'm supposed to be better at this.
All right. So, think carefully. You do hear just the tiniest whisper with the 14. Denari soup. So goes right and lets somebody up.
Okay, I'm gonna mentally communicate this to the group, since we still have the telepathic connection going on.
Yep, definitely spelled that wrong.
I was going to say Denari soup. I would have been in trouble.
Yep.
I thought it was Denari soup.
I thought it could have gone either way. I was wondering which of the two it was. But, fantasy names.
Yeah. All right. Here, then we're going to go ahead and go to break, and then we will come on back.
Okay, cool.
point. Get everybody, because I know it wasn't a timed one.
No worries.
I timed to myself. I was back on time.
Nice. It was.
Yeah, I was already back on. I was just waiting.
Cool. Yeah, I had to get the child, and I was sad to see some girls hurt, but I was glad my girl wasn't more hurt than she went in there. It was one of those adventure parks, like trampoline and stuff, so it's like, yeah. Used to run those in the youth events, like, someone's coming back hurt. My parent looked at me weird once because they were just like, "What are you going to do?" Like, "Oh, aren't you worried about them getting hurt?" I'm like, "Oh, of course they're going to get hurt. It's a trampoline park." If I don't want my kid to get hurt, I'm like, "I don't send them." There's a certain amount of danger and risk involved in fun, for the most part.
If worrying about them prevented me from letting them do anything, they'd be in the house all the time.
Pretty much. Like, it's always the fun when you had kids in sports teams in the youth group because, like, you had to keep on telling them you probably shouldn't be having this type of fun. You need to watch everyone else have fun because you're going to ruin your place and mess your scholarship up. Like, why do you do these things? Well, because your commitment to sports does not dictate no one else is allowed to have fun. If we didn't do these things, we wouldn't really have a group because we'd just sit around and read books. We'd have 5 who loved it.
But only 5.
Yes. There you go. Declan, you
Oh yeah, I'm back.
okay, cool. Got everybody then. Perfect. So, back, we got some information. What do y'all want to do?
Well, I think Marcella got a good view of that amulet. I can make a copy, you guys.
That's a good idea.
But we also need to might not have that copy of the gem too.
Yeah, you did make a sugar copy, right?
There
Oh,
was
yeah.
the discussion on whether or not we should use the sugar copy or the glass copy that Siora could make. Which would stand up better.
Yeah, but not be as delicious. So we really have to consider that.
Exactly. One is more delicious.
So it sounds like we just need to decide which one we made.
Yeah. Which one did you make?
Which one did we make? Okay, we made the glass one.
I assume with the help of our wizard overlords, we would have been able to make an accurate copy because I assume they know what it looks like.
Yes. So, well, what we need is a skill check on this glass cut. So, who was doing it?
That would be me. I have glass blower tools.
Nice.
So what is my...
I think Yeah, we'll do Dex with proficiency.
$11. Because I rolled a 3.
Oh,
Doesn't Bill, you're proficient in glass blowing, right?
Yeah.
And you have the tools.
Yeah.
Doesn't that give you advantage?
I
Or roll
don't.
7 with advantage?
No, it wasn't.
I think the tools and being proficient gives you advantage.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's a natural 20 then.
That would be better.
much better.
That's much better.
Okay, so right,
So a total of 28.
perfect. So we should have made this one later. That's all right. All right. So what is? So you have your copy. You have. You said the. What did you have about the amulet? An illusion of the amulet?
I can make. I have the spell duplicate, where I can make a replica, an exact replica of an object you can see within range. But I would say if I could make a check of some sort with the mental link with Mycella, because Mycella saw it, or if I would have to
Yes.
actually be in there and see it, I could probably still make it if we get in, kind of thing. And I would make it. Like,
Yeah. The other thing is someone's gonna need to switch it, and I'm still invisible, right?
Yes.
Am I still invisible?
Well, actually, was that? How long does it last these days?
It's an hour.
It's an hour.
that
So
one didn't.
yes, your invisibility is going to run out just about when the auction occurs.
Okay, never mind.
I'm also going to tell you.
Because I said it was an hour away when you.
I'm also going to tell you if I have to cast anything else that requires concentration or recast it, that will also go away.
Okay.
That being said,
it says here that the duplicate functions as if it were the original, except for any magical properties the original object may have. So basically, it would be and that it is indistinguishable. But they have to make like it says a successful intelligence investigation check against my spell save DC in order to determine whether or not it is fake.
Yeah, but someone still has to nab the thing and switch it, right?
Yeah, but people spill wine on each other all the time.
That's true. So someone could probably bump into the lady and switch the amulet without her noticing.
yeah. So I would say you would need to probably see it for yourself there. Egg.
Okay. So then, yeah, I can make the copy, but I'm gonna have to see it in real life. I can't do it from a memory.
There was another room up there, the tentacle room. Was there an open door to it, or just an open archway?
It looked like a ring of fire. Because that's where people were looking when they talked about the tentacle room. So I'm kind of like, what does fire have to do with tentacles?
Could be a portal to the room. Or transportation circle.
That's most likely, yeah.
Well, it sounds like everything we need to do, we sort of need to be on the third floor to do. We, as far as we know now, have the password. Do we want to go up as a group or in pairs?
Well, the barkeep kind of knows we're all together.
It might be better. Yeah, that's true. If we don't go all together, it's going to be suspicious. But the problem is we would have to wait until I'm not invisible, because otherwise they're gonna be, wait, didn't she go in with them?
Did who go in with them? The
No,
bartender?
no, because what I'm saying is if we go in now, it's gonna look weird because I won't. What am I trying to say?
He drop invisibility on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can drop it, whatever.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was gonna say, oh, I can't go in because of the invisibility, but if you get rid of the invisibility, that's fine. Never mind. I'm chaotic.
Just need clarification on how a spell works. That happens all the time. Even if you've been playing for years. Definitely not talking about myself or anything.
Some people need to be reminded that they have 2 attacks.
Some
It's not
people
like-
do.
It's not like they changed the rules spontaneously / planned.
It's not like I had that problem before they changed the rules. So, agreed to go up as a group then?
Yeah.
I would
Yep.
I would like to hear from everybody if possible.
Works for me.
Confirm.
Yep, works for me.
Tell. Nizan wants you to talk.
Oh, I'm in agreement. Yeah.
Then why didn't you just say?
I'm
He-
never opposed to a bold plan.
That is true. We should have known. I should have known for sure. All right. Shall we make our way then?
Yep.
I'm nodding.
Great.
Let's do this.
All right. So you go up, you give your passphrase that you heard. And oh, didn't know you were here for this. Oh, good. Make your way up, yeah. And lets you move on up to the scribe. By this time, the succubus band has begun to play, and they're jamming in the corner while very well-dressed individuals are politely talking and looking at various pieces of merchandise. And there is, of course, a lot of talk about the Bloodstone.
So, is the Bloodstone? It's in the room, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to make my way over to it and look around.
All right. So, like your friend, you discover there is a wall of force that seems to be around the case. But other than that, is there anything you're trying to see?
No, I mean, I'm just trying to get an idea of what the case looks like, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. It's a cogwheel glass case. Anything specific you're trying to understand?
Well, aside from the force field, how or the wall, how easy it would be to get into the case once the wall came down.
Oh, I see. The case itself doesn't appear to be locked. As far as you can tell, with the field down, you just have to get there. There are 2 harmonium guards nearby, but they're mostly just kind of looking out because there's a lot of people standing and looking at this, and just kind of keeping a general eye on everything.
Now, I guess the other question is it just a wall around the case? Like I can actually walk around the case. It's not like it's in a little alcove and there's a wall, the invisible wall
Right.
in front of it.
Yeah, you can walk around. It's just all around it is this wall of force.
Okay, and no, that's fine. I just want to be able to walk around it.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I potentially see any like magic runes or glyphs or sigils that might be the cause of this wall?
Gotcha. Sure. So give me a perception check.
Okay, I have advantage on that. 18.
Okay. 18. As far as sigils, you do see like worked into the floor within the wall itself. Like behind the wall, you do see some stone runes. They do have a slight glow to them.
Okay. I will telepathically share that with the group.
I think Tyndall's probably observing the space, trying to get a general sense of how big is the space, and then are there side rooms, or is this floor all one big room? I know there's the portal to the tentacle room we talked about, but are there other rooms, or is it just the one door?
It's really just the one space here.
Okay. And then as far as size, are we talking, I don't know, 20 by 20 room?
Yeah, roughly that.
Okay. Relatively small room. Okay.
Yeah, so is it very crowded?
So the room, okay, so where you are currently, it's roughly, it's very crowded. But the room is, it's probably more like 40 by 100.
Okay.
Okay.
And then is the 100 like, so the stairs to the egg, is that the long direction, the 100, or is that the short direction?
So the shelf is on a short end and the stage is on a short end.
Okay. And then the stairs are in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. And then having heard Sierra's telepathic communication, Tyndall will come over to sort of examine the my brain is now processing as a Fabergé egg, but it's a
Gem
of some kind. And as he observes it, he'll also make a point to observe the runes to see if he can't figure out if those runes are tied to the wall of force and part of the security that activates and deactivates, or if that's a separate mechanism.
Can we Arcana check?
That is a dirty 20.
From what I can tell, you think it is related to the wall of force itself.
Okay.
And I would like to take a spy on the lady with the amulet so that I can make my copy.
Okay. So you're going up here trying to avoid what suspicion you can. So how do you want to do that?
I would like to find like a little stealthy place to observe her and to like behind me make the copy like kind of like using my small stature to kind of just like melt into the wall, so to speak, kind of. I am a wallflower.
Sounds like a good plan. Give me a stealth check then.
24.
Nice. So melting into the floor here. You are able to get close, and as she wears it around her neck and occasionally fiddles with it, you're able to get a very good look at it.
And like behind Ag's back, she kind of like has her hand around a small little candle that like that's been used and has kind of like burnt out to a bit of a nub, and you would normally kind of just like throw that kind of stuff away, but she saves it for things like this. And her hand kind of like squeezes on it, and there's like a little kind of like small bit of magic going on behind her as it melts. But as it melts, it forms into the chain and like the stone of the amulet around her fingers, and then solidifies again and kind of becomes more solid of the necklace, as it kind of just like almost as if like she's had it in her hand and it falls, and like the gravity of it kind of like does like a thump through her fingers as she holds onto the chain.
Nice.
And now comes the hard part. Getting it on her. And getting the other one off.
Indeed. Any other little things to do?
Can I just confirm that that I'm understanding the map correctly? It looks like are those things on the edges, are those the portals? And then that top right one that's kind of red, is that the tentacle room?
So the bottom right would actually be the tentacle.
Oh, okay. So the one that looks like fire. Got it.
Yep.
That makes sense. And then those doors lead up to a balcony.
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, Tuna will wait for the rest of you to kind of do your thing and do the little switcheroo.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of do the telepathy thing and be like, so who's gonna nab the amulets and switch it? Because someone's gonna need to do it, and as much as I love you, Ag, I don't think you're gonna be tall enough.
I'm definitely not tall enough. Also, it's been a really long time since I lived my life of crime, so I'm pretty out of practice when it comes to stealing stuff. As you kind of, as Ciora, you feel a few little mental pings of Ag's hopefulness of, Ciora, are you better at this than I am?
It's quite possible.
That's good.
But I am going to need your help. You and Lilacs.
Wait,
That's
did
what
you just
gold.
say lilac over the telepathy? Wait, did you
One
actually
gold.
just say my name over?
What is this? Why is my gold pouch lighter?
What? We have to call me Mycella now. You can't call me by the name that can't be named.
I can call you the name that can't be named if that's what you want.
No! Ag, it costs you gold. You don't have very much.
I think you got confused. Ag didn't call you that. Ciora did.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your voice sounds similar. Ciora, you call me by the name that should not be named. You just lost a gold piece.
I don't think that's how that works. I think you lose the gold piece every time somebody uses your name.
And
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Wait, I lose gold?
Royalties.
and you
Ciora,
apparently
be
you
careful.
apparently missed my teasing there, because I said I can call you that name that can't be named if you wish.
No, I didn't know it costed me gold. I was trying to help you out.
No, I
Out
just
of
wanted to
character.
know, do you wish to be called the name that can't be said?
No, I'm not gonna cost my gold. No.
But we can call her the name that can't be said. It's a little bit of a mouthful, but
Exactly.
name that can't be said. It does kind of roll
No.
off of the.
We're going with Mycella, okay? Please don't let the Fae take my gold. Please.
Does sound rather intimidating. She who must not be named.
Yeah, I mean, you can call me that if you want, but Mycella is just easier.
Oh, you said that you, never mind. We're good, but the two of you are gonna have to help me.
Okay, what do I gotta do?
Okay. Yeah.
I need her distracted.
Perfect.
Well, I can do a distraction very easily, and I'm just gonna go up and kind of nod to the other two to kind of follow my lead. I'm
Okay.
very good at
This- Sorry, quick question. Does she have anyone around her? Is she actually on the board here?
She is.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. That's a very good question.
So yeah, I'll highlight her here.
Down there at the bottom.
Yep. There she is. There's the auctioneer.
Okay.
So she seems to have a mage compatriot, plus there's some Harmonium peacekeepers. They all
Yeah, I'm not-
stand with these lances that look like they have jaws attached on the end of them.
Okay, well, I'm not quite. I mean, I'm concerned about them, but not quite as concerned as I am about that mage.
Tyndall realizes the three of you are preparing, gather you around. So we prepare for the auction. Perhaps we should take some blessings. Maybe it'll give us an edge. And he'll cast bless on the three of you.
Okay, remind me real quick what bless does. Does it give me advantage? I haven't.
You get to add a D4 to. Wait, this is. Bless is not what I was thinking, but that's okay. You get to add a D4 to an attack roll or saving throw.
Okay, gotcha.
Apparently not ability checks. Apparently that's only guidance.
Correct.
So, while they are doing this, I would like to move within counterspell range of the mage, but I'm also trying to keep my eye on that and the skeletal dragon.
Okay. So, might be kind of back here. This castle is like 60 feet, right?
I believe so. Let me double check.
Yeah, so it can almost be anywhere as long as you don't get too close to the stage.
Okay.
I already have you on there.
Oh, excellent. I was looking at spells at the time.
Yeah. Move yourself wherever you want, but you're right here. We okay. So yeah, you're getting the general positioning in here. It sounds like, and where we're doing this, it sounds like Mycelium and two others were going up to her.
Mm-hmm.
So egg.
Yeah, I
and-
was gonna try. Ag and me.
Okay, perfect. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go up to the lady and try to start a conversation. Hey, how's it going? How's your day going?
It's gonna go. Oh, oh, so far so good. We'll see when the auction starts.
Great. I have a couple of questions about it though, and I just start just asking a bunch of like just random questions that actually have nothing to do with the auction.
Got it. Give me a deception check.
Okay. Let me go and do that. Do. That is. I don't know why I closed this. Okay. Deception. I don't have advantage on this or any sort of bonuses, so. Natural 1! I got a natural 1! Freaking natural 1.
Oh man.
Yeah, so you kind
I
of.
mean, Agnes right there helping, right?
Oh no, I was gonna say stuff. But you can say she kind of like sighs and her eyes kind of go and starts to sort of block you out as far as what you're saying. Like, yes, ha ha ha. Very good. Glad you had a good time.
Could
Anything you're doing?
could I feel like could I like come along like kind of like, because I feel like I'm short too, so like I probably would. She was engaged, and then she's kind of just like ignoring her. Come along and be like, uh, there you are. I thought I told you not to wander off. As Ag comes up and like kind of like takes Mycelia's hand and like kind of like makes apologies. I'm very sorry. Sorry, she's a bit simple. You know how it is wanting to have
Excuse me?
beautiful dates at parties like this, and you want to make an impression with visual statuses, not verbal.
Excuse
As
me?
kind of like smiles and kind of like tries to apologize for her date.
Yeah, at first, Mycella would be offended, but then when she hears the word date, she would be like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, and then she would just go along with that, and she would be like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a little chatty. I get nervous in crowds."
Of course. So Egg, what are you attempting to do? Are you just trying to like get her out of it, or
Yeah, to salvage the Nat one, to kind of like pull her out of it before she might notice anything
okay?
wrong.
Yeah, I think it's easy now. I like the art piece. So you're like, okay. She kind of goes back to looking at some notes and preparing herself.
Through the mental link, everybody hears crud. This wasn't good. This is bad. This is a bad idea. This didn't work. Abort!
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I want to see if like I just try to make it look like I'm just gonna run away because I'm so embarrassed and accidentally bump into her, or make it look like I accidentally bump into her, and like try to grab her necklace and switch it before she notices. Or sorry, not necklace, the amulet.
So you're trying to just grab it off of her as you're being pulled away?
No.
Which
What I'm saying is like make it look like I want to make it look like I don't know if this will work or not. I want to make it look like I'm like so embarrassed I'm trying to get away, and I quote unquote accidentally bump into her and switch it.
All right, that's what we're trying to do. Okay.
Sorry, timeout. Point of clarification: who has the fake necklace?
I
thought
am
Fiora
wondering.
did.
I gave the
Am I-
necklace to Ciora.
Okay, so the only person who
never
can at this
mind.
point could change it out. I'm not saying your plan doesn't work, but then Fiora would have to somehow engage what you're doing to pull that particular thing off. Which you all have a mind leap.
Would Ciora? Yeah, would Ciora be behind the lady and do it?
I don't know yet. So let's do this. I think I want to make sure we're getting everybody. We're going to kind of enter into, I think, a loose initiative to help everything out. Here. That way everyone gets to kind of say precisely where they are bit by bit, and it can be quick, it can be, whatever. Just so we can keep tabs on everything. So I think since what we'll do is we'll put you in Egg, because you guys got to kind of do this bit. So we're going to kind of take a step back here. It's going to be basically this like you said your thing. Egg kind of comes out to rescue to try to move it to something else. And then what I'll say is there anybody who'd want to go next? And I'll just put you into that order.
So, Ag's thing was merely to pull her out of trouble, not
Yeah,
to try and sell more, like try to distract her with the conversation about the date.
I think it's probably a little distraction, a little just like alleviate suspicion, right, Egg?
Yeah. Because I feel like at least narratively that Nat 1 would have like she like she would have been kind of like on edge from the whole interaction.
Yeah, you're alleviating suspicion is what Egg's kind of doing. So likely making it so like the next person doesn't have disadvantage or something is what I'm kind of figuring Egg is doing mechanically.
Okay.
So seeing that, I think Nizan, Ciora, Tyndall, Zo.
Can I just clarify? We're waiting for Ciora's trying to wait for an opportunity where she's distracted. Am I correct about that?
So a few things has to happen. There has to be a switch of the amulets. I don't see what Ciora is necessarily trying to do, but there has to be a switch of the amulets, and then the barrier has to be lowered, and then there has to be a switch of the bloodstones. If you're trying to switch the amulets, that is. But basically, those are the biggest. The biggest thing is, in order to get the bloodstone, the barrier has to be lowered. I should say that. And then you have to get out without being noticed, presumably. Or be noticed and kill a lot of people.
Yeah. And our current plan was to switch the amulets so that we can use the real amulet to lower the barrier to switch the bloodstones. But when we went up to make our distraction so Ciora could switch the amulets, we kind of fudged it up.
Okay. And so Ciora is just waiting for that distraction.
Yeah, pretty much.
Correct.
Yes, I'm waiting for my opportunity.
Okay. So the goal is to create an opportunity for Ciora. Got it.
To switch the amulets, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that was phase 1.
Okay, cool. So seeing that, Ciora, is anything you do or Zil when you're kind of seeing that this is not going overly well? Or Tindor and Zil?
I don't know how Zil would contribute to espionage or misdirection. I do think he's trying to stay close to Nazan just in case violence erupts.
I think you probably told us, but what race is the auctioneer?
Elvin.
Okay.
What kind of music are the succubi playing?
Light jazz.
Of course it's jazz.
I hope nobody thinks this is a terrible idea, but through the mental link, I'm going to say, Zil, ask her to dance.
Who? The auctioneer or the captain? Who?
The auctioneer.
Siora, I'm essentially on my... Very well. And Zill's going to kind of cut a apologetic look at Nazan and then walk over to the auctioneer and bow. And with all of the chivalry that he can muster from his brief time observing courtly festivities in the Sebastian, he's going to attempt to entice her into a dance.
Amazing. So give me a persuasion check.
Well, have no fear, because I am phenomenal at these. And my devastating charm imparts a 9.
Oh
Sorry, man,
no.
I unmuted as the roll happened. I was gonna say, can I help him by through the mental link, offering him words or kind of guiding his steps through the process?
Yeah.
So through that, I would have given you a help action.
Yeah, can you help action there?
Alrighty, let's try this again, team. Oh, wow. 19.
Ooh.
There's nothing you and I can't do together.
All right. So 19, she kind of goes, oh, well, and the little taken back looks to her friend, and she rolls her eyes and goes, if you must. And she goes, certainly, sir. And we'll proceed with you to the other side of the room near the band.
Zill's just apologizing to Nazan and Undercommon across the link the whole time.
Dazan is like, you're fine. This is not a problem.
Then slowly, Siora makes her way over to Nazan, and in the process of doing so, she, through telepathy, says to Ag, to distract the person in the corner, ask him about, like where they get their clothes and what's there to do around here and all that kind of stuff. Keep them busy.
Okay.
And then, then Siora will go over to Nazan and ask Nazan to dance with her. That puts us into proximity of the auctioneer, where I could potentially bump into her, like we're doing some sort of fancy twirly thing, and I bump into her.
Sure. And so I'll go along with the plan.
All right. As all that's happening, Tyndall.
Sorry, Tyndall, I don't have a job for you right now. Or Mycella.
It's okay. Tyndall's just waiting on standby, trying to ponder what the best way. He's got a distraction in mind, but he's just pondering when the right moment to use it is, and he doesn't think it's now. So he's just waiting and observing in case something goes wrong.
Right. You got it. Then be ready, I would say, to kind of say when that's going to be once you think the time's right. Okay, so that is going on then. Egg, Mycella, anything?
Ag's going to be like, Mycella, I need you to do something for me, and it's going to kind of be a crowd pleaser.
Ooh, what do you want me to do?
I need you to slap me and storm off as if I said something really mean to you.
Okay, and I just immediately just slap her and run away.
Amazing.
Wha-
So
Oh,
it's up to you. This can be a performance check, or it can be an unarmed strike.
I'm good. I don't
hit me!
want to hurt.
Hit me with what you got!
Okay, I'm gonna do performance because I don't. She's so tiny. I don't want to hurt her. Okay, so I let me get performance.
You do know she has more hit points than you, right?
Okay, I've got 15. I got 15 on that.
Okay. Fair enough. There's this audible "oh" from the crowd as they see it occur.
Yeah, and I just start shouting unintelligibly at her, like, you blah, 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 blah.
And I was just like, sweetie, please. But you're not letting me get a word in.
All right. Where are we marching off to?
Well, my soul's gonna kind of go somewhere, and I'm going to turn to kind of the mage in the corner to engage with them to draw their attention.
Gotcha. Oh. Oh. Said the wrong thing getting them out of that mess.
Yep. You know, I thought I'd be okay after my last breakup with a beautiful woman. But you know, I have a feeling I'm just not destined to be with anybody, no matter what. Especially in
Yeah,
this line of work.
Okay, so I hear breakup, and I have an idea. So I go over and I'm like, "You're breaking up with me?"
Egg, give me deception with advantage.
That's a 24.
Okay. Seeing Mycelia do this, kind of feel a little bit bad for Egg. She looks down, and you hear in your mind, Egg, I'll help you out a little bit, as she puts her hand on your shoulder and like pulls you close and like leans on you. Go, well, if she's free, I could take an opening.
Yeah, I'm just like ignoring the guy, like the mage, and I'm just like, "You didn't answer my question. Are you breaking up with me?"
So it's going. So she's very engaged in this, attempting to make Mycelia jealous. Is her thing and trying to hit on. She goes, I mean, you might not have a good track record, but you might have a good track for one night, right? Yeah. Looking at her and openly trying to flirt in front of Mycelia.
Yeah, my Celia is like visible, like audibly, like growling, and she's giving him like this fake death glare, being like, "You stay away from her right now."
All right. So with that happening, it will be Zan Siora.
Zill, through the mentally, Zill, find a good time to dip her.
Do you wish me to throw her towards the dragon? Or just... I could stumble. I could make it look like an accident.
No, I don't want to kill her. I just want you're dancing with her, and occasionally gentlemen dip their ladies back.
I don't think it would kill her, but very well. Could you cue me? This music is very strange.
Nizan, I whisper to Nizan, show Zil how to dip a lady.
Nazan will follow through with that, thinking to Zil, remember, we've been practicing this one.
I know, but you're the one who dips me. I'm not the one who does the dip, though.
I know.
Okay.
It'll be weird. And
Queen
just
preserve us all.
will help guide him through, and he'll show him the dip.
Zil's instinct is to do like a judo throw, and so he's trying to soften it. Remember not to grip too tight.
Yeah, Mycella just sees us out of the corner of her eye, and she's like, "What is he doing?"
Okay, so with advantage, give me performance with dexterity for the stance move.
All right, team. Let's go. My dex mod, a whopping +2. Can't possibly fail. Hey, okay, it's an 18.
Okay. So in that case, you expertly dip her as she smiles and holds on to your overly large forearm and lets herself go back.
Sealer, how long do I hold her like this?
It's only briefly. And in the process of him pulling her back up, I want Nizan to accidentally twirl me into her so I can attempt to make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. I'll let this go because we already let Nizan do the help to Zil. So then you will be able to just do a raw sleight of hand.
$17.
Okay. All right, now she cares about this, so let me give a perception check. Seven. As you. So, all right, so she's now missing it.
I'm going to drop the fake one on the floor.
Oh.
And then I'm going to pretend to kind of step on it and say, oh my gosh, did you lose this?
Okay, give me deception.
Ooh, because I'm actually not too bad at that. 25.
Yes. Okay, so it's what? Oh
Girl,
my gosh!
You're on fire.
And she picks it up and immediately puts it back on. I can't believe. Great dancer. She puts her hand on Zill's chest. I'm going to go back now. Everything's will be starting soon. Thank you.
Oh yes, I am heartbroken that you will not continue dancing with me. Farewell, beautiful woman.
Zill's just an awkward boy. I love him.
I'm sorry, Zil. I didn't have any alternative ideas. And then I'm going to take Nizan's arm and walk back over with Nizan to Tyndall and do a sleight of hand and give him the amulet.
Okay.
And as I see the auctioneer coming back, I'm going to immediately be like, "My darling, my little Chanterelle," to my son. I'm so glad that you didn't take my words to heart. Of course, I would never break up with you. After all, one's so
Oh,
beautiful and lovely and smart, and I kind of do the little like brush for cheek kind of thing, and then kind of like walk her away, and then kind of give a look to the mage and give them a thumbs up.
Very good, and she kind of smiles. You see her kind of wave her hands, and you sense this very premium, seductive scent come out of you as she prestidigitates perfume on you. And she winks as she looks back and welcomes her co-worker. So you kind of go this way, maybe.
Yeah. In Ag's mind, you just hear myself keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking.
All right. All right, then I guess our group, our quartet over here. What do you guys do?
Tindall's going to communicate telepathically. I have a plan for drawing all of their attention, but it's only going to draw it for a second. So our final switch is going to have to be fast, and then we're going to have to leave with the crowd. And Matt, just to make sure I know what's going to happen here, it's an action to use this thing, I assume?
Yes. It's an action. It will lower the barrier. Now, keep in mind that you guys did discover that those little glowing runes are signals that it's on. So there's a little bit of a visible cue that people might know it's off. So you did get that information in your checks.
Just so I understand, where in this room is it?
Bottom left, where the gear-looking thing is.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the cogwheel shelf.
And where that peacekeeper is the exit?
Oh, you mean the portal?
No.
The
Aren't
exit is
These are the stairs that are the exit.
Okay.
Here's a portal that you think goes to another room, something like that.
It does look like there's also a door to that balcony, though I don't.
Yes.
Would we know what's on the other side of that door?
I think you'd figure it out because you came up and there'd be a balcony. I think
Okay.
fair enough. You can know there's a balcony here.
So then,
Yeah.
an action to lower it, then an action to swap it out. Is that right?
Would be an action to swap out the gems, yeah.
And then
And keep in mind too, there's if you get like super close, that'd be a thing. So you have to figure out how you want to, because no one's been able to get up to it.
Well, they let us walk around it, yeah?
Yes, but at a little bit of a distance.
Yeah.
Theoretically, if one person who brings down the barrier, the other person can swap it out, and then on their escape, they bring it back up.
I guess we don't know this. But does the amulet, we may or may not figure this out, does the amulet need to be in proximity to be able to deactivate the barrier?
I don't think you know precisely. You're able to figure out it can do it, so I think you generally assume probably this. We'll say you were able to figure out its line of sight.
Okay.
Within reason, like on this floor.
All right. So here's my plan, guys. Ciora goes and takes a close look at the thing. I create a distraction on the other side of the room that draws everybody's attention. Zahn deactivates the barrier, and Ciora makes the swap. And then gets out of the barrier and returns to her position. And Zill reactivates the barrier, or Ag or somebody else that feels confident they can use the device. My distraction, by the way, is going to be basically to make it look like there's fire in the corner of the room. And then as everybody leaves because of the fire, we shuffle out with them.
How do I reactivate? Like, is it more of a turn or a pull? This mechanism here. Is it delicate? I just need to know how much force to use. You can talk me through it when it's happening.
Anybody have anything that they feel they could add to the plan, or think this is a terrible idea?
Oh, it's brilliant.
What about-
I would just add.
Wait. What about Zill? What about your demon friend? Would he make a good distraction?
Yeah, she could.
Yeah, because
I
seeing how
would-
people reacted to that downstairs, I think that would be a really good distraction.
They tried to eat her, probably.
Yeah, no. I'm not letting anybody hurt my. Now I can't even pronounce her name. Messicina.
My Zill's Necessina.
If there's even a possibility that she could get caught, not happening.
It's true. Even though her soul is lost to the abyss, it would be. She does not deserve to be eaten.
You know what? And I this is all mentally. What if that maid that we were talking to, and
Sorry, you were turning into a robot.
Yeah, your mic was cutting out.
oh, mine
Yes.
was.
Yes.
Well, okay. What I was saying is that what if Ag, because she gave a wink to the mage. What if you go back up there and start flirting with him a bit more, and then I come over and see it, and we cause some drama that catches everybody's attention. I mean, I feel like we've got a little bit of a drama going on, don't you think?
Well, it did work once.
I think that.
Yeah, and that mage,
I think Tyndall's correct. It needs to be at the opposite end of what we're trying to do. We're trying to pull as much attention away from that corner.
I do think
you're right.
some
Never mind.
people will probably, like, they're probably some of them trained to look back at the item as soon as anything weird happens. So the auctioneer's probably going to come over. So if somebody wants to be prepared to block their view, that could be useful. It would only-
Again, I have magic beans.
Yeah,
Okay.
but what do they do? You've never explained that.
All right, I am going to suggest that we start moving, and everything that everybody does was part of the plan.
Okay.
and so because I think this asking permission isn't super cool. So just kind of like, because the characters are just like boom, and then when they do a thing, your character, no matter what, if the character before you does, they were supposed to have done that, and now you're going to do what you were supposed to do. And remember kind of those bonuses and those types of things, and we just sort of let that kind of like what's that, kind of like a like as if we were doing a cooperative storytelling or something. Basically, where it's like I pass that, you take the next bit. Make sense?
Okay.
Okay. So I think who would be the kickoff?
I think Tyndall would be, because Tyndall was going to start the distraction.
Okay.
So Tyndall would wait till Sior is in position by the Bloodstone. And then once she's in place, he'll kick it off. And then I assume she'll make the swap after the barrier goes down. So she'll probably be after me at some point, but she needs to be in place first.
And then I'd be between Tyndall and Sior because I have to drop the ball of force using the amulet.
Okay. So I think roughly maybe Tyndall, Egg, Maysella, Zil, Nazan, Sior.
Sure, I think that works.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So I like that. All right. So Tyndall, what do you do?
So Tyndall has come prepared. And he pulls out a bottle and uncorks it, and he'll roll it across the room underneath the stage. And this is a ever-smoking bottle. And as that corner starts to fill with smoke, he'll turn and notice it and say, "Fire! Fire! Fire!"
All right. Perfect. Okay, so you throw that where?
Do you want me to just make a circle?
Yeah, I think that's great. Just give a little circle where you got to throw it, just for our own visual.
So it's a 60-foot radius smoke to start, and then it grows.
Nice, I love it.
We're just gonna pretend I can actually fit it because it's huge. I need to zoom way out.
Oh, 60 foot is what it is?
Yeah, so every smoking bottle, let me just double check. Yeah, 60-foot emanation originating from the bottle.
Boom.
And then, oops, I don't want to do that. What I want is for it to be centered. I want to kind of roll it so at the corner is,
By the band, basically?
yeah, kind of by the band.
Okay.
And then I guess he'll start running because he wants to be out of the smoke.
That becomes heavily obscured, right?
Yeah.
So knowing you would have done that, I would not stay there.
Yeah.
Because I
Perfect.
need to be able to see the barrier.
Yeah, move where you need to go.
I could if I wasn't on the wrong screen. I was hanging out there.
Yeah, I like this for this. This is the music we want for this bit. Okay. So. All right. So we go from that, and fire, fire! Everyone goes, huh? And Egg.
Ag is going to let me double check the wording on this. It says here that I can create scented smoke. I assume that an ever-smoking bottle may or may not have the actual scent of fire. So in the commotion, Ag is going to use elementalism to beckon fire to make the smell of fire.
Okay. Thought for sure you were going to plant a bean.
I was thinking about it, but seeing how big this smoke is,
Okay, so you're making it smell like something's burning.
yes, to aid in the fire plan.
Got it. So, phew, how'd you smell that? All right, very good. In that case, we'll go to Mycelius. Celia.
I'm gonna try to draw people's attention away from what Ag is doing and just be like, fire, 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 and I'm just running around in circles like a crazy person until I see the door and like start dashing for it.
Very good. Give me deception with advantage.
Okay, deception with advantage. Oh, that's spells. It's the wrong thing. Okay. Okay, first one was a 2. That's really bad. Hopefully the second one is better. Okay, 19. That's much better.
Okay. Fire. And at this point, the guards are getting concerned. They start going, right, everyone downstairs. Or to, I guess they'll say downstairs. Some people do seem like they are going through the portal. But the guards here kind of move up a little bit just to kind of, oh yeah, so they're trying to move here. These other ones are moving. Some are just saying, quickly, down. And we'll go to Zill.
I think Zill is supposed to be standing by to rearm the mechanism, right? So he makes a beeline, and I'm gonna hold my action if I can, Matt, to like reseal or reactivate. Once they skedaddle with
You
it.
probably want to be next to Nazan.
Yeah, it's because it's
Oh,
the
sure.
amulet that does it. So
Oh, sure, yeah.
There you go. Well, you can make sure you come up to Nazan, get ready to use it if it gets handed to you, and then Nazan.
yeah, so Nazan is seeing that you are where she's supposed to be, is going to deactivate and just sort of make sure that Zill can see what he's doing with the amulet to deactivate it.
Oh, it's counterclockwise. I see.
All right. So you're standing this close. You feel a slight hum vanish as the field goes down.
Okay. With making sure everybody's attention is elsewhere, I walk up and swap stones.
Okay. So let's do a sleight of hand. There's some people closer to you. So this is going to be a DC of 21.
Ooh. How about a 25?
Woo!
Nice.
Get up.
Heck yeah.
And then with the rest of your movement, you're able to just walk away.
And actually, I start walking toward the steps.
Okay.
And as soon as Nazan is within range, I will slip it into his bag.
Okay.
I do not have the bag of holding. Tyndall has a bag of holding.
Oh, then I'll move up to Tyndall and drop it in his bag.
Perfect.
Is this my cue to reactivate the?
Yeah, the minute I
Oh.
walk away, you put the field back up.
It is done.
Okay. So the captain, everyone's searching, trying to. They're like, "What's going on? Where's the source?" Is trying to move around, and then ultimately you will get another round. So I guess starting with Tyndall.
Tyndall's gonna start making his way down the stairs, trying to get away from the smoke, probably in a hurry. And he bumps into the ogre. Have people gone down the stairs before me? You said it was pretty crowded.
Yeah, some people have gone before you.
Okay, then Tyndall will just try to blend with the crowd then as part of the retreat, and mentally over the link, he'll say, "Leave the amulet on the floor in the smoke somewhere." And and then he's just trying to find his way out as quickly as he can to get out of the smoke.
Okay. And then Egg.
I think Ag is going to just kind of like pull Mycelia along and keep up the act that we're together and that we should skadoodle.
Yeah, and she's probably trying to like calm me down because I'm like pretending to freak out.
And we'll make our way down the stairs to the second floor.
Sounds good. Then it sounds like Mycelia is doing the same thing.
Yes, I'm doing the same thing.
All right, Zill.
Zill is going to toss the amulet into the corner, maybe somewhere around here. And then he is going to, as a bonus action, activate his Celestial Revelation, and these enormous silver wings are going to sprout from his back. And he's going to hold his hand out to Nazan, requesting permission to fly him out of here.
Nazan grants permission.
And in highly romantic cinematic fashion, he's going to leap through that center opening there and fly down to the first level.
Throw a bunch of smoke. The smoke, like, because it's a sphere, so the smoke's like hitting the bottom floor at this point. You're all blind in it. Then I think with Nazan.
Nazan, while he's being flown down, is going to do his best to keep an eye on the direction of the dragon. He's still not sure about that thing, but he's just getting ready to make their way out of the building to hopefully
Begin to see the tail sway back and forth.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. We got dragon. Skeletal dragon is what I'll say over the link. You need to watch for it.
All right, and then Ciora.
Am I the last one out, or are there people coming behind me?
There's a few with you.
Okay. Then I'll just continue blending into the crowd and making my way down to the first floor to make my way out.
Gotcha. All right. And so this went onto whose bag? Zill's?
No, Tyndall's.
Tyndall's. Okay. Tyndall, just give me a stealth check.
It was almost so good, and then it rolled over. It's an 8.
Very nice. And all right, you all make your way down, and there's a rumbling in the ground beneath you. As you see 5 soldiers, eyes glowing blue, rise from the ground, decay on their face. And they simply say in hollow voices, "We are very sorry. Everyone must be searched. Please show us any packs. If you have extra-dimensional spaces, please proceed to the left to empty them out." People start to, and they look at the building, and they're not necessarily seeing the fire. It's mostly smoke. So you say, "The situation is under control," say these creatures. People begin moving. What do you all want to do?
Hey, are they setting this up on the first floor or
On the outside.
on the outside? Okay.
So it's like everyone's coming out, and as they're about to disperse, these 5 figures rose from the ground. Yeah. And I would say my wizards definitively created at that moment.
Sorry. So game spells. What was created at that moment?
5 undead bouncers.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you were talking about something besides that. On the outside.
So I, because both Tyndall and Ag have bags of holding, Ag's going to be like, "It's okay, Tyndall, because it's all going according to plan."
Yeah, I also have a bag of holding, so
Okay.
just letting you know.
So we're all over there. So Ag is going to hopefully be dumping out her bag at the same time Tyndall is, and hopefully at this, because Ag has a lot of stuff in her bag. Okay. Like when I say there's a lot of stuff in her bag, I really do mean there is. Because I have sacks of flour, sacks of oats, sacks of salt, sugar, everything. I am a chef.
Let's say
So-
Molly has it all written out, all this stuff, pounds and pounds of baking.
So as she dumps all of this out, what also happens to be in there is that some candy that she had made that may or may not look like bloodstones. And she'll make a show of like, my candy!
Because the candy falls everywhere. Yeah, because it's grabbing, must have. And they go to grab it. You're saying, oh, my candy. What else is happening?
I think the idea here is I think what Ag's trying to do is disguise the egg as one of the candies so that they dismiss it as just another candy. Am I understanding your plan correctly?
Yes, because it's all going according to plan.
Okay. I see this. So Tindu, you're just, so it's all dropping out. It's coming in. Okay, perfect. So they see these I guess we'll say 4 things. One of them's a bloodstone, 3 are candy bloodstones. Is anyone doing anything to help with this?
Yeah, I'm like going up to Ag and being like, "Oh my gosh, your candy!" And I'm like, and I don't know. Maybe I'm like trying to like help pick it up.
Okay.
Because there would have been some trial and error, I probably have a couple of other stones that also look like the bloodstone, and I'm just gonna wait a minute. How did your candy get in my stuff?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And like I actually make it look like where my bag of holding has also fallen, even though there's actually nothing in it.
Were you trying to save some for later, so you had to use my bag instead of your bag? Is that what this is?
Yeah,
Sharing
I'm sorry,
is
hon.
caring.
That's true. That's true. I'm sorry, hon. I didn't mean to cause trouble.
It's fine. It's fine. Let's just hope that not all my stuff got sticky.
Yeah, hopefully, because those candies are really really good, and I don't want to lose them.
All right. I think Ciora and Mycelia, I think I need deceptions. I would say, Egg, you give me deception. If you're you can add your cooking. So you can add probably. So I'd say proficiency times 2 because you're using your cooking in order to do it.
Okay.
I got a natural 20 for a 29.
Wow.
I got an 11.
That's a 32.
Okay. So anyone else who's doing something here?
I'd say Zill's relying on pure volume and muscle mass to try and barge his way through. And he's shouting about how badly this establishment has been run and what a sham the entire auction has been. And he can't wait to report these derelictions of duty to the proper authorities. And they're all going to suffer terribly, even in undeath.
Give me intimidation
my
using your
God.
strength, please.
It's a 25.
Okay. So You guys are arguing with the candy. Some of the whites have totally looked and are trying to get in on this. You're barging and pushing around, and they're looking, seeing that you clearly don't have room to put things. Like, okay. Sound of Tyndall.
A couple of things I could do here. So all my stuff is probably on the ground.
Yeah.
The bag of holding then. Okay. One thing I have to really want to do would just make everything awful. So yeah, I think Tyndall is just gonna take the path of Zill and just pile on. Can't even keep the place from burning down, and now they're making us go through all this search. What a sham. But they didn't even have the real egg. Or bloodstone, whatever the hell it's called.
Since I've seen the candy and the glass as they were being made, am I able to tell the difference between them and the real bloodstone?
I would say, paying attention, you might have been able to. Yeah, I would say because we already said the whole like going according to plan. You knew to watch it fall out of Tyndall's.
Okay.
And follow it with your eyes.
So, sort of hiding behind my fiance's bulk, I'd like to cast Animate Object on one of the things and send it running the opposite direction as if somebody's calling it like it's the crystal.
Absolutely. It moves hella fast.
Just to be clear, you're casting on one of the fakes.
Correct. That's why I asked if I could tell the difference. And I'm sending it the opposite direction that we are headed.
Very cool.
Okay. Yeah, so it kind of rises up and flies away from you as they go, there it is, as they begin running. Yeah.
Maybe I'll look up at Zill. You're right, dear. You really should report them. They like it's going away. They were busy over here, and somebody took it over there.
The lady will hear of this failure.
And then you see the roof open up. Actually, side of the building kind of opens up where the balconies is, and you see the skeleton fly out in that direction as well.
Thank goodness that thing isn't going after us. And I say this telepathically, not out loud.
Let's say. I guess does Zahn give me an Arcana check?
Can I also make an Arcana
Yes,
check?
you can do it as well.
Okay, great.
32?
31.
Absolutely. You feel a huge tide of necromantic energy as it flies off, indicating to you distinct power of a soul bound to it. The only thing you can think of would be that of a Dracolich.
Mm. Really glad we didn't tangle with that, he says through the mind link.
Yep, Tyndall has turned around and is shoving stuff back in his bag so he can get out of here.
Yep, so is Ag. Just Putting all my cooking supplies back in my bag.
Yeah, and I make it look like I'm putting stuff back in mine when mine's really empty.
Nice. The smoke begins to go out of the building now.
Yep, because it's 120-foot radius at max.
But with that, begin to move, knowing that soon some of this might be discovered. You hope that that individual who flew after it can't track you down.
We sure hope that.
All right. All right. All right. Moving about, the portal you came here was a one-way portal. What would you like to do now? You're here in Fort Darker, away from the scene, but still within the Macabre Marketplace.
This is where we got clues that I wasn't paying attention to last week, guys. So I'm looking to you. I think
Did
we
they
were.
give us any instruction on how to get back?
Nope.
Didn't we find there was another way from the Undercity to the surface while we were doing the cart ride? Thought I remembered hearing that. I was only half paying attention though, so I don't remember much about it.
Talking about sewers and stuff. You also know, Sigil is a city of doors, so there could be portals. Just depends.
Okay. Well, I don't have a plan for this. Somebody else does that, right?
I don't.
All right. There's a city, like I said, there's stalls, and there could be various things. You try talking to people. You could investigate. There's various to try to find pathways where people might travel back and forth. There's various things you potentially do.
Is there any maps anywhere up around, or someone we could ask for a map from?
Are we planned for this is still in effect?
Yeah, you could do that if you want.
Can I say that we planned for this, that eventually we get out and offered the dragon guy a large quantity of gold to be standby to get us back where we need to go into Upper Ward?
Okay.
Oh, that's a good
500 gold?
idea.
You said 300 gold?
I said 500.
500 gold. For
Oh
500
my
gold, this is doable. So what he told you was that if you go along the riverbank here, as long as you toss a stone into it, a circular gate with green light will appear, and you just have to hold your nose and jump in, and he'd be waiting for the next few hours where it ends up to get you home. So with that, you're able to hurriedly do so, throw the stone, and one by one, as you find yourselves landing in the carriage with the top up,
Okay, I removed 500 gold from my inventory. How are the kids?
He goes, they were just messaging me, all 15 of them. It was, a lot going on in my head. You
That's
all
a lot
make
of
out.
kids.
Oh yeah. You know how it is.
Doesn't that give you a headache?
Just briefly.
How do you block them all out?
Oh, like it's business time, so I have them all on direct block. They'll be mad at me for a little bit, but that will they can call me tomorrow.
Do you get any rest?
Oh, I took a little nap, but it's all good now. And the market is ready for all of you. Any other shopping you need to do?
Not really. But just so you know, we didn't go to the crazy place. We avoided it. So you'll be glad to know that.
You weren't able to leave her there, were you? That's all right.
Excuse me. Did you just call me crazy?
Oh, there you go, bringing up crazy again. Do you have a issue?
You keep talking like I'm crazy. I'm not stupid.
The only one using the C word, ma'am.
I'm just gonna pretend to ignore him.
As he starts to as he's able to take you back under some bridges, and as you leave, he goes, "If you ever need me, here's my card." And he says Losada and says carriage driver, taxi, gaslighter.
Hey,
He's a dragon gaslighter.
Yeah. Just for you.
I don't know why that's funny, but it's funny. Is this a reference to something?
Yeah.
that is the name of the Thursday night's adventuring party, the Dragon Gaslighters.
Well, that he was, and he's a gaslight, and he was gaslighting your character. That's what.
Yes, the gaslighter is gaslighting you, and he's a dragon boy. No, he's a dragon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty much a
I'm just glad he didn't gaslight our party about meeting him outside that portal.
Oh, that would have been bad.
Perfect. And so with
Spoke his language. Money.
that, you're able to make it back to the sanctum of Luciole with her guests Tasha and Mordekainen. Safe and sound, the bloodstone in your possession. They go,
Safe and sound with quotation marks.
That was that was not easy. That was not easy at all.
Do you know, like, Dracolich is able to identify like a magical signature if you have a magical spell active near them?
She goes, thanks for a moment. Well, I mean, they're typically accomplished spellcasters, so I'm sure they could eventually do so. Why did you you didn't run into one, did you?
Yes, we did.
Of course they did. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Exactly
the place
where
was
you
freaking
said
guarded by
that.
one.
auction was going to be.
Oh.
The Abyssal were?
Ah, never made it. That's interesting. Because, of course. Well, you should be safe here. Maybe just we be careful if you have to go back into Undersigle. I mean, that's the one thing, especially in Upper Sigil. If it would make any trouble, it'd be good. And as long as they don't have your description, they can't alert the Harmonium.
I mean, there were a lot of people there, right?
Yeah, I don't think we were suspicious. I don't. I think we'll be fine. Unless the Dracolich like identifies anyone's magical signature, which who knows? How long does that take typically?
I mean, it depends on what they have. It would at least take a day.
I'm sorry, a day?
At least a day. Could take more, depending.
Well, what can you tell us about our next destination?
I did put the bloodstone in there for you. Let's see. We've been trying to figure out, it's hard to tell where the portal's going to lead. Yep. I mean, your piece is what's anchoring it. Like the first one we pointed because we understood where it was. Now it's kind of I think you might find out when you go.
So you can't tell us if we're walking into a fiery abyss or frozen tundra or jungle paradise?
Tasha goes up to it and kind of like sticks her tongue in the portal briefly. Not hot, not cold, not unnecessarily damp. I don't think any of those.
There's a part of Tyndall that's like wanting to sneak up behind and just push.
Yeah, I see Tyndall looking at her that way, and I mentally say, do it. Do it.
Realizing that might get him killed, he decides better.
Well, wherever it is, wherever the second piece is, it should be through the portal. And goes, I wouldn't be too worried. The nature of this should prevent it from opening anywhere without air or... I mean, you could go underwater, but that's about as harsh as it could be.
That's okay. We have tools for that.
But wherever it is, you should be close to where the second piece is, but you'd still have to find it. It's the best as far as what's close is. I mean, I wouldn't say more than a mile. But from what you said before, it looks like it puts you within a few 100 feet last time.
Sounds about right.
But if we want to If you really want to find more information, I guess we could. There's books here, and we can understand some things.
Would an arcane eye travel through? You know what? Let me just try it. And he's going to cast arcane eye and send it through the portal and see what happens.
Okay.
For science.
For science.
You push it through the doorway, and you find the eye in a silver clouded void. Lucent wisps of white and gray fog swirl in the distance among pinpricks of starlight. Kind of no sense of direction with the eye. Give me an Arcana check.
19.
19. Judging from that and your studies, you feel that this would be somewhere in the Astral Sea.
Looks like we're headed to the Astral Sea somewhere.
All right. The realm of thought and dream itself.
Seems foggy. We might want to prepare for some means of dealing with fog.
Thought and dream. Does that also mean nightmares?
Yeah,
Could be.
I had the same thought.
Alicia goes, well, there's all types of things there. There's creatures of nightmare, of course. You are able to move through it by thinking. What's very curious about that is on the astral plane, there's no time. So, there's no age, no hunger, nor thirst. It's like a place of perfect stasis.
I do have a question, and this is Mycelia asking one of the wizards. Can the astral realm read your thoughts? Or anything like that? Anything that would be able to see anything that's happened to you?
Asha looks. Oh, there's plenty of things that can read your thoughts, open your brain, eat it, replace it.
What I meant is there other creatures who can see things that have happened to you in the past?
I'm sure. But the sea itself, they would more likely, I mean, you could have an image, but so she goes, say normally thoughts or memories don't manifest, but all types of things end up there. She actually looks at your bags for a moment and she goes, often people who aren't overly careful using those items find themselves trapped there. You can imagine after being there so long, there could be all types of things. It's hard to say what is and is not there, unfortunately, with any type of accuracy.
Yeah, my Scylla for once is not very energetic. She's like very subdued and just kind of like steps back.
Okay, I know that bags of holding don't mix and they can send you there when you're on a normal plane. What happens when you're there and they don't mix?
Ooh. I want to try to find that out.
I'll take that advice.
It might put you into a whole nother place. There, it could be quite interesting.
One more question. If do you know enough to be able to suggest ways or things that we might want to prepare to protect ourselves with?
Let me see. So, Monarchinen, they're curious and they begin using their magics on the portal a bit. And Lucio finally looks. All right. So, best we can tell, this is going to take you to a dead god. There's a bunch of gods dead or dying on there, sure. See.
What is it with us and God-related things? Got the half god, we got the dead god.
I don't know. You might have shook hands with one.
Perhaps that's why the wish spell brought us.
Yeah, sure experience. But see, actually, I think this one's dying. Name of Havoc.
You said Havoc?
Havoc. Originally, let's see. It once had 8 legs and 2 heads that each held an unblinking eye. She starts looking through some books. But as worshippers forgot who they were, its legs and heads snapped off. So now they're stuck on the Astral Sea. My guess is they would be hundreds of miles long.
Got it. Very big.
So that's what's there. I know this is going to sound like what you keep saying, oh, like the wizards, but I'd be prepared for anything. I mean, there's even people who've built ships that can cross the sea. Who knows what you'll find? That's what it kind of collects up. Spell jamming is what they call it. Yes. But free to get on it or rest, it's up to you.
I think we should rest so that we can all prepare the appropriate spells to be prepared for anything instead of a heist. Also to recover our energies. But mostly I'm trying to get a sense of what kinds of spells might be most useful there. Whether it's better to prepare mental protections or protections from Oh, I don't know. Poisons. I don't think poisons are likely to show up, but I'll ponder it. There may be any charm-based creatures there.
Undoubtedly.
All right. Well, yeah. Very well. We'll prepare for what we can.
So, you said there's no time there, but time will still pass out here.
More or less.
Well, we're planning a wedding, so we can't just disappear indefinitely. It's important that we return to what is essentially the same time.
Well, there's no time here either.
Oh,
I mean, in the same way, you're within a realm that's within. Let me put it this way: the place you're walking around in, what we're in now, is known as Sigroid. We told you that. It sits on top an infinite spire that has no top. Because it's infinite, get it?
no.
Uh,
Doesn't that mean it has a top but no bottom?
No, it's
it sits atop the top that doesn't exist.
now you've got it. In other words, I wouldn't worry about any of that. Whenever you get back to your prime material plane and world, assuming we can get you back there, we'll figure it out. We got them back there once, but who knows when. Shut up, Monakainen. We'll figure it out, I promise. As long as there's a multiverse to get back to. And you'll be whenever you're supposed to be there.
Wait, you could choose from here? Isn't
That
it
is
random
not what
on
they
most
said.
planes?
That's not what they said. They said when you're supposed to be there, not when you want to be there. Just whenever the universe intends for you to be there.
Sigh.
However, they have a valid point. If there's no multiverse to come back to, then we won't be having a wedding at all.
No, this is true, and I did not mean to suggest that we would
No.
shirk our duties or fail to take on this noble quest. It's just that-
I'm totally with you. I would like our friends and family to be alive when we get married, and not we spent 150 years away. Well, I mean, they may be alive just in different bodies. At least some of them.
yeah, still goes pale.
I said, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I go between here and my world all the time, and I've never come back, hundreds of years, or even a year past. It's always been an acceptable time. It's just hard because, every world has different weeks and years, and for me to give you some type of, I could just say yes, absolutely. It'll feel like about the time you were gone. So I just say that to you,
No, I get it.
but it shouldn't be too long. Well, I guess it depends what else world you go to. It should be fine.
We'll just have to wait out however long it takes to hear Tyndall and Siora's speeches.
Yes. I'm sorry. You have to understand that we're literally talking about infinite possibilities over an infinite multiverse. Like, but generally, we don't have those types of issues.
Man, I can't wait to be an archwizard. But yes, I think that Tyndall is right. We should rest and then head out after that.
And leave our bags of holding here, right? So we don't cause more.
No, just don't put a bag of holding in a bag of holding, or a bag of holding in a portable hole, or a portable hole.
Okay.
And then the same rule applies. Just
Okay.
don't do that thing.
I just wasn't sure. The way she spoke of it kind of made me think that
No, that's
taking
just what
it
happens
into this
when you do that
interdimensional
thing. Is you get sucked into the astral sea.
Okay.
All right. Then, as you all go down to rest, we'll end the session for tonight. We'll come back.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah, night.
Night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.